Welcome back to For the Mamas Collective Podcast, a space where we believe in the power of connection and shared experiences.
Hi, I'm Danielle.
And I'm Jaleesa. We're so thrilled to have you back for our 11th episode.
This podcast has been a dream for both of us because as moms, we know just how much connection, community, and a space to feel seen and heard really matter.
For the Mamas Collective is all about creating that space, a warm, welcoming environment where mothers from all walks of life can come together to share stories, explore the highs and lows, and celebrate the journey of motherhood.
And today's topic, ooh, it's a good one. We're diving into the idea of the supermom, the myth
Mm.
of doing it all and why it's actually okay to let things go.
Yes. We're going to talk about shifting our mindset from I have to do it all to I get to choose what matters. Let's unpack that together, Danielle.
All right.
Okay, so before we dive in though, let's start with our weekly rose and thorn check-in. If you're new here, the rose is something that brought us joy this week, and the thorn is something that felt challenging. So Danielle, you want to kick it off for us?
Sure.
Okay.
So, my rose this week, um, was probably yesterday. We had like a really fun Saturday as a
Mhm.
family. And we went to this little place in the city. It's called Boomerang, I think. I don't know, but it's like a
Mm.
soft play. They have like a ninja course, but it was nice because there was things for Chase and Ari to do. It's
Oh,
hard to find
nice.
that comfortable medium for them.
Yeah.
Um, and so Chase had a good time, and to my surprise, I mean, Ari did too. She was, boy, once she finds a good thing, she will wear it out. So she did that slide like 45 times in a row, and said "wee" every time she sat down. I'm like, it's still fun, but okay. So yeah, that was definitely my rose. And I think my thorn, same thing, different week. Like
Yeah.
there are not enough hours in the day, let alone in the weekend. I'm
Mhm.
not sure how it's already time to go back to work, but I'm not happy about it.
Yeah.
And so I just feel like I didn't really get to rest. And I
Yeah.
enjoyed our time out yesterday, but then we had, there was that storm coming through. So we had like tornado
Mm.
warnings last night. They were like, stock your house, get to a safe place. Like,
Oh.
we have two rooms in this house that don't have windows. It's the laundry room on the second floor
Uh-huh.
and the half bath on the first floor. Well, we can't all get in there. So I was
Right.
like stressing out. They're like, have your important documents ready. Make sure you have a backpack. Don't forget this. Don't forget that. People
Wow.
online were like, our cats have their harnesses on. And I'm like, our dogs don't even wear collars, And I'm just
Right.
like, and so I'm like, Trey, do you know where your important documents are? Like, just in case we have to go. And
Mm.
so I didn't really sleep because they were overnight. So it was
Mm.
from like 11 to 4 that it was the worst. And I was just up like with my anxiety, worried that like we were gonna have to like evacuate because our roof would be torn. It was ridiculous. But anyway, so yeah, now I feel like I'm tired today, but
Oh,
that's it.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's time to go back
Right.
to work. So I better get over it. Um, but yeah, so that's me.
Yeah.
How about
Ooh.
you?
I mean, hey, I feel you. There's always something to worry about. There's always more to do, to think about. Uh,
Hmm.
so my rose was celebrating Robert and his birthday this week.
Yes.
That was fun. It's so funny to see he be so ready to pose and take pictures and really he loves his birthday. Open presents, like steady
Oh.
pulling stuff out like I can't wait to open this tomorrow. Okay, well put it down cuz you shouldn't see it right now. But here you are being nosy. So that was really cute. But then the thorn of that is so last Saturday he had an allergic reaction because we discovered a major grocery store has apparently peanut oil or something in their cupcakes that we never
Mm,
thought about before. And so he had an allergic reaction.
mm,
And that's been the bane of my existence because I really have to open my mind and understand it. Like I have to literally read everything. and
Yeah.
know what the ingredients are to everything because Robert has a very dangerous allergy now. Like it's the more we I'm thinking he's gonna grow out of it, but it's just kind of getting worse.
Wow.
So now I have to like be paying attention to that. So I went on a whole like we can only buy snacks and sweets from certain places. He can't have this, he can't have that, throwing all the candy, which I'm happy about. Candy sets him off, the chemicals set him off. Trying to make his birthday special with these kind of alternatives and, telling the teacher and making sure that he still feels special and like his stuff doesn't look any different than what kids would get and buying really expensive special snacks for school. And all of that is my mental load. And so that's a lot. The thorn is being scared for him, and then also the mental load of all of that. And so I just have zero energy, and he got everybody sick. So beyond that, and then he went from that to just full blown sick. We in his sick, so we're still there. It's getting better. We're on the horizon of that, but I just have zero energy and low capacity for many things. So this is a very good topic because I've been pretty hard on myself. It's like, ma'am, you sick. Yeah, you can't work, you can't clean up, you can't do anything. You need to rest.
Right.
And I've been really overwhelmed with the idea of like resting, even though I need to do a lot. So
Mhm.
this is a perfect, very, very fitting topic.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. That and I mean, I hear you on everything there because just that whole bandwidth, like,
Yeah.
it's it used to, seem like it could go forever, and, now I mean, I woke up this morning and looked at my phone, and I was like, "Oh, I have
Yeah.
6 text messages," and I just put my phone back down.
Yeah.
I didn't have the bandwidth to
Yes.
deal with it, and
Yes.
I didn't even know who they were from, but, like, no, I get it. It's a lot. Mm.
Mhm. Mhm. Yes, it is. Heavy on the avoidance. Like,
Yeah.
never mind.
I literally laid back down. I was like, "We're gonna try this again in 20 minutes."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and so, I mean, let's talk about it. Let's talk
Okay.
about the myth of doing it all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, where do you think this idea even came from that
Mm.
moms are supposed to handle everything, do it perfectly, and never complain?
Yeah, I think it's everywhere, right? Like truly social media makes it like well, our age now we're seeing a lot of people I mean it's monetized perfection at this point
Yeah.
because like get ready with me or organize my refrigerator like mm, I really want to curse y'all cuz no I have to remember to clean my refrigerator, let alone buy a bunch of stuff to organize. That's not happening. So for us, we're it's an over access to things and having to remember like that's somebody's job to make you see what being a perfect mom would
Oh,
look like.
yeah.
And then I think again, I just saw a post. This woman was saying that like the millennial generation, like we don't have the village that previous generations had. So I don't think it was ever easy. It was just
Mhm.
easier to like someone else has your children. Your children are somewhere. Your mother is taking her grandchildren to church, and you might
Mhm.
be able to then clean the house, cook, do whatever, attend to wifely duties, and
Yeah.
then the kids come back. The kids are gone. I think that's what's missing. A lot of times, the children and previous generations were, or it was safe enough for them to go outside
Yes.
and go play and be outside for hours. And I'm in the house doing what I need to do. Now we
Mhm.
have to entertain them, their tablet children. And so then they're all jacked up off of adrenaline and whatever else they're getting from watching these other kids on TV. And like right behind you while you're trying to clean up, they're making a mess. So I
Yeah.
think it's just we just have it's everywhere. We are living a totally different life and social media kind of exacerbates it too.
Yeah, I mean, if I can add to that, so I thought it was funny. What was like this past week or last week? Was it like International Women's Day or something?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so
Uh-huh.
something like that. One of my coworkers sent to a group chat. this meme, and it was like, you do realize that even though I'm a working mom, I still have to cook, grocery shop, do laundry, run my children to their activities, and work too, right?
Yeah.
And like we all just kind of laughed at it, but that's what it is. And I think
Mm.
what we're missing, and kind of how I just think we missed the opportunity to adjust. What do they call the roles? Like gender roles. There we go.
Oh,
Ooh,
okay.
see, my bandwidth,
Right.
non-existent. But to adjust the gender roles when women went to work. Like,
Oh, yeah.
right. I get it. If the man is working full time and the woman is at home, she's doing everything. She's gonna know it all. She's gonna know more about the kids, and men were
Mhm.
working like laborious. Is that a word?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. They
yeah,
were like working hard jobs, 8, 12
yeah.
hours a day. You come home, you are tired. I get it.
Mhm.
But, once we started working full time, we didn't let that go. We just got up earlier to get the
Mm.
kids ready. We
Mm.
made lunches, we still cooked dinner. And it's like now that we're here, and like you said, social media and the pressure is just on. Like the
Yeah.
idea of keeping up with the Joneses is
Yeah.
crazy. Like if my son asks for one more thing, I'm like, sir, you are 7. Go sit down.
Right.
Like I cannot. He literally told me that money grows on trees and we have a tree in the backyard. And I was like, have you ever seen money on
Right.
that tree?
Right.
Never. But yeah, so I
Yeah.
think that's what happened. I think we just missed the opportunity to readjust those roles, and now we're living with it.
Mm.
And sometimes, you know, some couples get it right.
Mhm.
They do. Or sometimes we see it reversed, but it's not the norm.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head with that one. We have not readjusted. Societal expectations are the
Mhm.
same, whether you stay at home or you go to work. And we
Yeah.
have not figured out a healthy balance in that. So would you say that then we as mothers internalize that? Like, how does that impact how we feel about how we're doing?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Like I feel like as a mother, if somebody asks me a question, about my children and I don't have the
Mhm.
answer, like
Mhm.
that I'm not doing well. Like I should know
Mm.
that. Like you
Mhm.
said, like you
Mhm.
felt bad about the peanut oil. Like
Yeah.
you should have known to check those ingredients. But like,
Mhm.
no. I've
Right.
been buying cupcakes for class parties for 10 years now. It
Right.
didn't cross my mind. But
Right.
yeah, I definitely feel like it's internalized. And we make jokes all the time, Trey and I, about it. Because, like, he'll show me things on social media, like the school called the dad. And he's like, well, why'd you call me? Like, call his mother, you know? And, like, yeah, that's all fun and games until you really don't know, you know?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so I think I internalized that too. And I kind of feel like, oh, I have to know everything,
Yeah.
like all the time. Um,
Mhm.
and it's hard. It's hard.
Mhm.
It's a lot of weight.
It is. And like you said, like we expect ourselves to know it all and to be doing it all. And that's really
Mhm.
not that's not feasible. Like I get that. Like rationally I can understand that I'm having irrational thoughts about my own expectations of myself. I still have them. It's
Yeah.
still weighing on me. And I think that's it's impacting our mental and emotional and physical well-being. We're running ourselves down.
Mhm.
We're just like you said, the next week comes and it's burnout. Like there's
Yeah.
the recharge is quite temporary. It's a couple drops in the bucket of burnout.
You know what? I'm gonna back up just a little bit there because it's not even the
Yeah.
next week. Like we literally had a conversation this morning. Like I made breakfast and Trey was like, "This is so good," and I was
Mm.
like, I was like, and I made extra bacon because when I get to them turkey sandwiches, I'm gonna throw some on with some
Uh-huh.
avocado. And he was like, "Yeah, you love to cook breakfast and lunch." And I'm still cooking. I'm like, wait a minute, are you making a joke about dinner? Because
uh,
like I'm a morning person. I wake up, I'm ready to go. I will
yeah.
get through breakfast, lunch, and there. Like I get creative with those
Uh-huh.
two meals. And come to dinner, I don't put no love in it. Like it is non-existent. By the end of the day, I'm done. I'm like, I'm just ready to
Right.
be over with this.
Yeah.
Like go lay down someplace. I don't feel like feeding all these people, cleaning this kitchen. And so
Okay.
like I burn out daily.
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
do it all.
yeah. Well, hey, you're better than me, cause I wake up like, "Who wants a banana?" You gotta eat something that you can operate on your own, cause it's not going to like, I'm not even hungry, so I don't understand why y'all are hungry. That's where my I'm like, I'm that burnt out, like, "Nah, I might not even eat. I might not eat today, so, y'all gotta figure it out." I just get my mood changes when dinner time come, I'm like, "Dang," and Sydney is, like, growing so fast. I'm like, "You hungry again? Imma have to show you how to work these, appliances in here, cause I'm starting to really understand why I had to do a lot of stuff." I'm like, "Well, she about to be 11, she could do this." You can make your at least make your own plate. Like, I can't. You have to be self-sufficient at this point, cause I have nothing to give.
Yeah. And I think that's exactly it, right? Like we try for so long, and again, like we've been on this journey for
Yeah.
literally like decades,
Yeah. Ugh.
and
Yeah.
right. But when we chase that super mom ideal, like we end
Yeah.
up burnt out and
Mhm.
resentful and exhausted.
Mhm. Yes, we do. Yeah,
Yeah.
them 3. That's the big 3. Okay, but I mean, I guess we gotta flip it, and I have been trying to, shift my mindset. It's very hard to be a therapist and feeling the way I feel, because 'cause I'm like, "Girl,
Mhm.
you know too much to be feeling this." Oh, well. But let's try to flip that script. So, right, we got our big 3. Burnt
Mhm.
out, resentful, and exhausted. And I think there's also this pressure to prove we can handle everything, which pour into the big 3. Like, motherhood isn't hard enough on its own, but we're putting pressure on ourselves. And I think we've talked about this in previous episodes, but it's something that, like, it's a constant lesson to be learned, like how to alleviate some of the pressure, but I have no clue.
Right. So, I mean, yes, I hear you.
Yeah.
But let's think about this. What
Yeah.
if we're measuring success the wrong way?
Hmm. Okay. I think you might be on to something with that. We're measuring
Mhm.
it the wrong way. Okay. So let's talk about that then. So I think we're going into shifting the mindset. And we're
Yeah.
talking a little bit about choice here, because to change how we think, that requires choice, conscious choice. So let's
Mhm.
talk about that mindset shift from I have to do it all to I get to choose what matters. So, what's one thing you've let go of recently, or a choice you've made to let go of something that you know it just isn't serving you in motherhood, or just for you, Danielle?
Okay, so you said one thing and like four come to mind.
Okay.
So- and if my mother hears this, she would be like, Danielle Nicole, but neither here nor there. So as I said, I let go of perfect dinners a long time ago. Um,
Mm,
so that's not recently, but like
mhm,
even still, like sometimes we do like meal services for the week, right?
mm,
Sometimes I only buy things from the store that are like pre-seasoned or that I can throw in the
yeah,
pressure cooker. I'm like, no,
yeah,
this is an easy meal week. Like
yeah.
I don't have it in me.
Uh-huh.
Um, but if we talk about other things I've let go of, I don't think I've ironed a school uniform for Chase this year. No, when I do his laundry, I do. I take it right out the dryer, I fold it, I put it on a hanger so the uniforms are like together in his closet, pick one and
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
And yeah, but I let go of that because it would be like that was what I was doing on my weekend. And so now
Yes.
not only do I have to do your laundry, but I have to iron your uniforms. And again, as mothers, I'm
Mhm.
not going to iron, a week's worth of uniforms when all of them are clean. So now here I am ironing all the uniforms we own, which is like
Yeah.
15 in one day, and I'm frustrated, but it's because I want to finish it. And yes, it
Yeah.
gets me ahead, but it's yeah. I
Yeah.
let go of that. And I also let go, and I feel bad because I we used to joke about this, just about how babies they just start getting dirty. And I'm
Yeah.
always like, when I see them, I'd be like, that will not be my child, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Listen, Ari will run around this house. with stains all over her shirts, her pants, her
Mhm.
sock, everything. And when it first started happening, I would change her. Like she would change
Mhm.
her clothes 3, 4 times a day. Now, oh no, ma'am. Unless you're soaking wet, what you
Yeah.
put on this morning is what you will be in until you go take a bath. And she be looking rough.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know what happened, but I had to stop because I'm like, who
Yeah.
am I doing it for? It's for
Right.
me, and why do I care? She's not going anywhere. It's not
Right.
hurting her. Her basic needs are still being met, and I'm
Mhm.
only making more laundry for myself.
Right.
I let
Mhm.
that go. So
Let
if
that
y'all
go.
see pictures of her on the internet, she got a stain on her shirt, that's why.
Let that go.
Yes.
Let that laundry go. Yeah. Let them that time go that it take to do all that. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that perfection, really letting perfection go. Like, cause like you said, who's gonna see this? And then
Right.
no one cares that you did all of that. All of that extra work you did, nobody cares.
No one cares. No one. And what's crazy? My kids don't even care.
Yeah.
Chase ain't never looked me in the eye and said, "Mom, you didn't iron my uniform." Like he doesn't care.
Right.
He'd be so mad he has to wear a uniform that he balls it up when he takes it off the hanger anyway. And then
Right.
I'd be mad because I'm like, I spent time ironing. So
Right.
he'd be like, "Oh, okay, go someplace." And Ari,
Right.
please, she
Oh,
don't care.
no.
She's just
No.
running around standing on her head.
Right.
Like, okay.
And you're not gonna get a thank you either. So it's just like,
No.
okay, well, I
Mm-mm.
might as well scratch that off the list.
Yep. How about
Yeah.
you?
I'm pretty much in the same boat. Like, it's gonna be a crock pot or a salad. Hey, and then it's gonna be Pete's. Like somebody else is cooking it, and I can go and I'm gonna go to somebody's hot bar for a couple days. That's what we have going into the weekend. Like I've started telling Rob, like, I don't. Hey, you're gonna have to put some thought into this too. What do you want to? I will pay for it. I don't care.
Yeah.
But I don't want to have to do it. I don't want to stand up here and cook. I don't want to stand in front of the crock pot. Or like we have about 5 meals in rotation. Maybe no, a strong 3 and a possible 2. But it's like y'all gonna get this spaghetti, chicken in the crock pot, chili if it's cold outside, and then salad. Like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this.
I love it.
I have to buy the same thing. And I hate grocery shopping. Yet
Yes.
I'm buying the same things. It should be fast, but I really don't enjoy that task. So
Mhm.
I don't want to think of I used to think of new things. And when I was pregnant with Sydney, I would make all kind of new stuff around. But first of all, now I have to read the ingredients for everything.
Right.
Something could be dangerous for Robert. And then his daddy is like Robert Kennedy Jr., Jr., Jr. And it's like everything is bad. And so it's like, sir, I can't. Okay, so there's a few things that I can buy that you're willing to eat. That's what I'm gonna get.
I'm so sorry for laughing because this is not funny, but like, why is this our normal?
Why? And I have to think about that. Like people's preferences in this house. The only
Mhm.
person that's not irritating me when it comes to that is Sydney. She will eat anything, just about.
Yeah.
Everybody else, whew. Okay, so y'all gonna get this chicken in the crock pot. You don't want it? Don't eat it. Put it on the salad or don't. I don't care. I had to let that go. I have let go of caring. I think that's what I
Yeah.
like. And the house, I mean, I'll get to a point where I spaz out about it, but it's not up to my standard for a long time. Like literally,
Mhm.
if I started doing these experiments where I see something in the floor and I intentionally don't pick it up. I want to see if anyone else is going to do that. And never, nope, never. Every time I do it, no one cares that it's there. And so I have to start not caring too. I
Mhm.
really have to give up caring. If you don't care that your socks are in the floor, me either. I don't even
Yep.
want to put in the energy to tell you get your stuff out the floor. Nope, I don't. You can have it. I don't care.
Yep.
No one's
Yep.
coming in. If y'all wonder why I don't have visitors, because nobody cares to keep the house clean enough. Like, okay, the house not clean enough for my mama to come up in here. It ain't. Because when my mama come, that's some of the best cleaning I will do. But if I don't have the
Same.
energy,
Same.
like I'm not doing it. My mama have to come here for me to
Yep.
really get at them baseboards. Not happening.
Mhm.
So I've
Yep.
had to let so much go. And then also, now that Sydney's getting bigger, it's everybody has to be independent. Yeah, you have to have some independent tasks. Like you said,
Yeah.
Chase, put your clothes on. Sydney, hey, I care about how you look going out here, but also you have to learn how to care about how you look. I'm tired of instructing everyone on everything every time.
Mm, I hear you. A lot of those like have happened in my house too, and I'm telling you, I will leave it. I
Leave
will
it.
leave it. You left the
Leave it.
cleaning wipes open, they're gonna be dry
They're
when you
gonna be
get
dry.
back.
I will put some water in them
Like
when I need
you
them.
you left the toilet paper roll empty. It's gonna be empty when you get back to this
Yes.
toilet. Like there's
Yeah.
I will just leave things and walk
Leave it.
smooth around them. I
Yep.
do not care. I don't. And I
Not at
used
all.
to, and it's funny. I don't know if you know this, but like little boys, they're like in their hoodie season. And
Yeah.
so as I'm sitting here looking at Chase's laundry, I'm like, what did I just fold?
Yeah.
He has so many hoodies, but when I'm looking at the shirts that are dirty, I had no idea he was wearing some of this under these hoodies. Like they don't, nothing matches the pants that are
Yeah.
dirty. And
Uh-huh.
like half of them are too small and I don't even what is a tank top, okay? But like I don't know when this happened, but clearly I don't care. You have clothes on your
Yeah.
dress for the weather. Let's go.
Let's
Like
go.
we got to get to school.
We've got to leave it and
Oh,
let's go, right? So we're
yeah.
just choosing what's worth our time and energy and letting the rest go.
Yeah.
Whew.
Okay. So let me ask you this. How do you decide what matters most in a week?
It's laughable because I don't know. I'm really winging it here, guys. Like I don't have it. I don't have the answer. I don't know. I don't. It's not pre-planned.
Hmm.
I'm up at night at 2 o'clock in the morning, like, oh God, I gotta do this, that, and the third. So but yeah, I try to do things that matter more to the kids than to me and my anxiousness, and that
Hmm.
looks however it looks. Try to, okay, I just gonna be nice. I need to let them outside. It's just it's too much, and to make sure certain things are clean. Like, okay, I'm gonna pull these basketball clothes out. I'm not getting to the laundry today, but let me do this so Sydney can have some fresh
Right.
clothes. And so, for me, I honestly I don't know. Haven't mastered that skill, but I do try to ease up off of making myself have a plan, because they
Hmm.
don't stick to it and I'm going to be a monster. So
Right.
for me, it's better for me not to have a plan and just have a very loose bare bones outline and check in with Rob every day, like, what are we doing today?
Hmm.
When do you get back? What's your schedule? Okay, so today we got to do this. It's literally playing it by ear, day
Yeah.
by day. Otherwise, I would be so frustrated by the natural transitions in life. Like, I cannot expect kids to adhere to such a rigid schedule. And I didn't think I was a passive type of parent, but like at this point, I threw my hands up. So maybe I'm getting there. I have my expectations, but also they can fit in where get in where you're fitting in. This is where I'm at in life. Like, I don't know. So,
Hmm.
we'll see. I hope they have fun throughout the week. I hope they can say, like, my mom took care of us and it was cool and she didn't yell that much. But that's really what I'm going for day to day.
Yeah. I mean, I can second that. Well, I don't even know if I do that much. I'll tell you this. I am at the point where I am are your basic needs met?
Yeah.
Do you have food, water, shelter,
Okay.
clothes?
Okay.
Like that's where I'm at. So one thing I will do weekly, I'm going to grocery shop. Chase
Yeah.
doesn't like school lunch. I'm not going to
Mhm.
subject him to it. I will make sure he
Mhm.
has what he needs. Quick things for Ari to eat because she's always hungry.
Yeah.
Like I will make sure that's here. So like we will always have food in the house. Um, but as that's the most important thing throughout the week,
Mhm.
like I got to a point where it was like, if you don't want to go to martial arts, then we're not going because what I'm not
Mhm.
going to do is argue with you about going,
Right.
and
Yeah.
eventually we just quit. because,
Yeah.
well, I'm not going to pay for you to choose not to go every week.
Right.
So let's just stop that. But, at the same time, like, nobody wants to get up in the morning.
Yeah.
And I don't have school, right?
Right.
Chase has school, but he like turns his alarm off and he stays in bed. And so I used to stress, like I would be mad if we didn't
Mm.
leave the house at a certain time. And now,
Mm.
baby, we will leave the house when school starts if that's how long it took everybody to get ready.
Right.
Because I'm not going to scream, I'm not going to yell, I'm not going to do anything more than I generally do.
Mhm.
Um, and I just don't care. If you don't care about being on time, then I'm not going to stress you to care because I don't want to put my stress on you. Like me being
Yeah.
stressed is not what anybody wants to deal with.
Right.
So yeah, it's just like you have to let it go. If you don't care that your toys are all over the floor, if you don't care that you're stepping on them and it hurts your foot, she says ow every 4 minutes, pick your toys up. But I'm
Right.
not going to clean them up 45 times a day.
Right.
I let that go.
Right.
Ow, owie, yep,
Yeah.
pick them up. That is a
Right.
block, my friend. Like,
Right. Got the nerve to be
but
mad. You did it. You made the
right.
mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think that's where it has to be. It's like, okay, I'm gonna have to teach you this way. I can't teach you with a firm hand
hmm
because that takes too much out of me. I have too much going on. So your teaching is gonna come in. If you start getting detentions for being late, guess who that's on? Sit for Sydney. Like, well, it was more us, but getting up and getting ready to go to band extra early. So that means you
mm,
got to go to bed extra early on those days. And if you tired, I don't care because didn't nobody tell you to stay up late in your room with your
right.
eyes open. Close them. I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, oh, I don't. You got to do it. Like, she kind of understands. Robert, I don't know what kind of understanding he's gonna gather, but Sydney is more like, let me just get up and do this. So I don't hear nobody's mouth. But I want,
hmm
I want her to just be independent. Like you have to be independent, not in the way that we were, which I think was more hyper vigilant. Um, but I want you to be in. I want you to care for you. I want you to
Yeah.
be like, okay, mom, I'm up. I'm doing the things like, do you care what your face look like when you walk out of here? Because if I've told you every day, make sure you clean this part of your body, and you're not doing it, you're gonna be the funky kid getting talked about, and then you'll learn. But at some point, I have to say, everything's a learning lesson.
Yep.
Everything is meant to be to challenge us to grow. So, however the story comes out in a day, that's it's going to have to be fine.
hmm
More structure and being more rigid doesn't necessarily create the outcome that you want because now you still messed up in your emotions like, oh, I was so mean and I was so loud and I was so this.
Right.
I don't want that on me. That's more energy that I have
hmm
to expend. So I'd rather be like, hey, kind of funky today, wasn't you? Told you to put that deodorant on. You didn't do it. I don't know what to
And you
tell
know
you.
what? I've started doing that like in my head because Trey has to remind me all the time. He's like, maybe you didn't have to say that.
Yeah.
Because I can be
Same.
very passive aggressive in
Same.
that way. But yeah, it's just like I tell you every day, I've been telling you every day for years. If you don't care, then I'm choosing not to care.
Yeah.
And I think that life has just been better for
Mhm.
me,
Mhm. Yeah.
at least
Right.
letting go of it.
Yeah.
Just I think that is probably the perspective shift that was
Mhm.
necessary,
Yeah.
but choosing to let go because that's still being super mom, right? Like we care
Yes.
about what everybody looks like, feels like what there's like
Yeah.
I can't. I can't.
Yeah. Not to that degree, beyond my expectations, just
hmm
overarching. Like I'm matching it. I'm matching the day's energy. Like woke up,
Yeah.
feel a little funky. Okay. I'm gonna have to bring my expectations down to how I feel today. Tomorrow I might have a little bit more energy to slowly walk you through. Let me remind you how to wash your face. Let me show you how to do it. That might be tomorrow. Today, I'm gonna let you have it. And you can do whatever you want to do to get yourself ready for school. And yeah,
hmm
just know you coming home and eating a salad. And some chips. Hey, that's it. That's all I got.
Mm. Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. Let's see. If we could leave our listeners with something they can do this week, some
Mm.
takeaways of really letting go of the super mom myth.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, here we go. I think we got a pretty good challenge of the week for everyone, for
Okay.
all the listeners. So let's try to do this, and maybe even ourselves. But yeah, this for y'all. This for y'all. Pick one thing you feel pressure to do perfectly, and intentionally let it go. Ooh, yeah, that's gonna be hard
Hmm.
for some of y'all.
Yeah.
So pick one thing you feel pressure to do perfectly and intentionally let it go. Replace it with something that fills your cup or brings you joy or brings joy to your family.
Mm.
It's good.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So I think what does that look like, right? It
Yeah.
could be, or maybe it's like skipping a chore to spend extra time playing with your kids.
Mhm.
um and we've done that. We saw a podcast, and he said there was this guy, I don't know, whatever, he told somebody um to spend 20 minutes a day playing with your children.
Mhm.
No questions, no if and buts. You do what they want to do. It doesn't matter if
Mhm.
it doesn't make sense, if the
Mhm.
rules are, none of that. You only do what they want to do. You don't say no, you don't ask questions.
Mm.
And we've been intentionally trying to do that. And when
Mhm.
I tell you that some of the time they enjoy the most, like Chase will go to bed like,
Yes.
Mom, that was so much fun. We played, matching game with cards, like flipping up,
Yeah.
like a memory matching,
Yeah.
and that's all we did for 20 minutes before bedtime. um, but and even Ari, she just thinks it's so cool to like build towers and knock the blocks down.
Yeah.
But like that's I'm choosing. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like the dishes
Mhm.
might still be in the sink, but that's
Oh
hey,
yeah. You
that's
spoke to
that's what
their
one,
love language. Yeah.
yeah, what they could look like. So what else do we have? Like you can choose an easy dinner,
Mhm.
right? Giving
Yeah.
yourself an extra 20 minutes of rest. Listen,
Yes.
there's some good frozen dinners. Look, I was already
Yes.
thinking about the Zatarain's.
Right.
They have a blackened chicken Alfredo in a bag.
Mhm.
Baby, it cooks in 12 minutes.
Uh,
I add maybe a little bit of seasoning to it. Um, and that's it.
yeah.
And everybody in my house loves it. It takes
Mhm.
12 minutes to cook.
There you go.
Like you can't beat that. And it's a one pot. You know what I mean? Like there's not
Mm.
even a bunch of dishes to do. But,
Mhm.
yeah, so it doesn't have to be big, but choose one thing and
Yeah.
intentionally let it go.
Yeah. Let it go. I like that. And what you said earlier, leave it. Leave it.
Hmm.
Let it
Yeah.
go.
Yep.
So, we just want you all to remember that also letting go doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're choosing what actually matters. You really think about that. Children's love language is play. So everything that
Mhm.
we are worried about and the expectations we have on ourselves don't actually matter. Like all of this is
Yeah.
arbitrary in the grand scheme of things. So it's not failure, it's choice. And it's
Yeah.
actually going to lead us to greater success with what we have to work with. Letting go is probably the best path to take.
Yeah. I mean, and it's taking back control, right?
Yeah,
Control we didn't know we lost.
absolutely.
Yes. So, I think this was like so many of our other conversations, much needed.
Yeah.
I know coming into today, I was like, what? Like it's
Yeah.
just I feel it. I feel the super mom syndrome like
Yeah.
all the time, just
Activated.
hovering over me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we can't.
Yeah.
So, if this resonated with you, we'd
Mhm.
love to hear, how it resonated, right? If you pick one thing, if you
Mhm.
actually do the takeaway, we want to
Mhm.
hear about it. So
Yeah.
be sure, yeah, we want to hear how it works for you. So DM us on Instagram or comment, at For the Mamas Collective, and tell us what you're letting go of this week. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, Jaleesa,
Do it. Do it.
do all the social media things,
That's
okay?
right. That's right.
Don't let it stop at Instagram. Like, share, follow. If there's a mama who's walking around looking like a super mom, you know it, she knows
Mhm.
it, share it because we don't have
Mhm.
to.
Yes, absolutely. So, thanks for hanging with us today, y'all. Remember, you're already doing enough, and you are enough.
Well, until next time, take care. Bye.
Bye.